Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw an alligator. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. An easy way to draw a circle is to first make a couple of small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make a couple more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then just connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. You don't have to draw a perfect circle, but if you're having trouble drawing one, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the right, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Make the two circles roughly the same size. Don't place the circles too close together or the body will be too short. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also pause the video as you follow along to draw at your own pace. On the top left side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Make the head circle about 2/3 the size of the first circle. Inside the head, draw a sloping line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features. On the left side of the head, draw a sloping line for the first part of the top jaw. Add a curved line at the top to finish the guide for the top jaw. The guide should be similar to a long thin arc. Draw a similar shape at the bottom as a guide for the lower jaw. Make the lower jaw slightly wider than the top jaw. Connect the head to the body using sloping lines to create the guide for the neck. Make the bottom line longer and more curved. Connect the body circles using curved horizontal lines to finish the guide for the torso. Under the front part of the body, draw a short angled line as a guide for the front leg. Bend the line a couple of times to indicate the joint and the foot. To the left, draw another short angled line as a guide for the other front foot. Under the back portion of the body, draw a slightly longer angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend the line near the middle to indicate a joint and again at the bottom for the foot. To the left, draw another short angled line as a guide for the other hind leg. Starting on the top right side of the body, draw a long curved line as a guide for the tail. At the bottom, curve the line to the left so that it's under the body. Draw another long curved line to finish the guide for the tail. Don't overlap the hind leg as you draw this line. Make the tail wide at the base and then gradually make it thinner toward the tip. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Along the top edge of the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the circle near the top part of the muzzle. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Draw a few sloping lines on the sides of the shape to create the corners of the eye. Draw the eye so that it follows the slope of the top jaw. In the middle of the eye, draw a thin vertical line for the pupil. On the side of the pupil, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. Above the shape, draw a curved line for the top section of the eye. Curve the line along the shape of the eye. . Draw a couple more lines around the eye for creases. Keep these lines close to the shape of the eye. Add a curved line on the left side for the eye that's on the other side of the head. Use the thin arc on the left as a guide to draw the top jaw. Make the tip of the jaw slightly wider than the guide. Use a wavy line as you darken the bottom edge of the jaw. Extend the line to the right so that it's inside the head. The tip of this line should touch the right edge of the head circle. Draw a series of small triangular shapes along the bottom for the teeth. Make the teeth different sizes. On the tip of the muzzle, draw a small oval and shade it in for the nostril. Use the arc at the bottom as a guide to draw the lower jaw. Extend the bottom line farther to the right so that it's inside the head. Make the top edge of the jaw wavier than the guide. Inside the shape, draw another long wavy line for the open mouth. Connect this line on the right side with the top jaw. Add a few short curved lines on the right side for the section that connects the jaws. Add a long curved line within the shape for the inside of the mouth. Now draw a series of small triangular shapes along the top edge of the jaw for the teeth. Curve the path of the teeth along the edge of the jaw. Don't make the teeth too big. On the bottom right side, draw a long curved line for the rest of the lower jaw. Draw a line above the mouth for a crease. Add a couple of curved lines at the top for the head. Use the second line from the left that's under the body as a guide to draw the front leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. At the bottom, bend the shape to the left to create the foot. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Make the edges of the leg curved. On the tip of the foot, draw a thin pointy shape for the toe. Add more thin pointy shapes for the rest of the toes. Make the toes smaller the closer to the right they are. Use the angled line to the left as a guide to draw the other front leg. Draw the shape of the leg around the guide. Draw a series of thin pointy shapes at the bottom for the toes. Follow the path of the guide as you draw the toes. Draw a smaller toe on the right side. Use the angled line on the far right side as a guide to draw the hind leg. Just like with the front legs, first lightly sketch the shape of the hind leg around the guide. When you get the shape of the hind leg right, darken the lines. Make the edges of the leg curved. Draw a few thin pointy shapes along the front of the foot for the toes. Use the line to the left as a guide to draw the visible section of the other hind foot the same way. Lightly sketch the foot around the guide and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Draw a series of small triangular shapes along the top edge of the body for the scales on the skin. Don't make the triangles too big. Don't overlap the legs that are on this side of the body as you draw the underside. Inside the body, near the top, draw a row of small triangular shapes for more scales. Follow the top edge of the body as you draw these triangles. Lightly sketch a curved line across the shape of the tail to indicate the top edge. Draw the small triangles along the path of the top edge of the tail. Make the triangles thinner along the curved section of the tail. Keep drawing the triangles toward the left of the tail. Extend the row of triangles inside the body to the right so that they're inside the tail too. Draw the triangles along the curvature of the tail. Toward the tip of the tail, combine the two rows of triangles so that they create one row. Make the triangle smaller toward the tip of the tail. Darken the outer edges of the guides to finish the shape of the tail. The tip of the tail should be thin and pointy. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. You don't have to erase all of the guidelines. It's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Use a medium value across the top part of the body and the tail. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder to create darker values. Add a dark value to the legs too. Using a darker value, create a striped pattern on the side of the body and the tail. Alternate between a dark and light value to create the stripes. Draw a series of curved lines under the body to create the square-like pattern of the scales. Shade a few of the squares using a dark value. Slowly and gradually add a darker value across the body. Darken the final lines to emphasize the shapes. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using a medium value. Shading can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep shading until you're happy with the result, and that's it for the alligator. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com for more tutorials. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.